In the world of golf, most players are celebrated for their hard work and endless practice. But Bruce Lietzke was a rare gem. He made it to the top without spending hours on the range. Lietzke played less, yet his talent spoke louder than any practice session. Fans loved his laid-back style, which made his passing from brain cancer more heartbreaking. His story proves that sometimes natural talent really can shine through. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Lietzke had a way of doing things that made him stand out in the world of professional golf, and not just because of his impressive talent. He was famously known for his less is more approach to practice, which was practically unheard of at the time. While other players spent countless hours on the range fine-tuning their swings, Lietzke was more likely to be at home with his family or enjoying life away from the course. During the off-season, he sometimes went months without even touching his golf clubs. That's right, no drills, no endless practice rounds, just pure natural talent waiting to shine when the season started again. This approach went completely against the grain of the professional golf culture, which is all about practice, preparation, and relentless hard work. Lietzke wasn't interested in any of that. He prioritized his family over the grind of the tour and wasn't afraid to skip major championships like the US Open or the British Open in favor of family vacations. While most players would consider missing a major unthinkable, Lietzke saw it as a simple choice. His family came first, no matter what. Of course, this laid-back attitude didn't sit well with everyone. Some golf purists and fans of the sport couldn't help but question his decisions. After all, major championships are the pinnacle of the game, the moments that define legacies. For Lietzke to skip them so casually might have been hard for some to understand. But for him, the memories he created with his loved ones were far more important than trophies or titles. He also had this charming way of joking about himself, calling himself a reluctant golfer who almost stumbled into success. It was classic Lietzke, self-deprecating humor with a hint of truth. While his relaxed persona made him incredibly likable to fans, there were probably a few people in the golf world who felt his attitude downplayed just how tough the game really is. Success in professional golf takes an incredible amount of skill, focus, and yes, effort. To some, Lietzke's approach might have seemed like he was taking it all for granted, but in reality, he wasn't. Lietzke knew exactly who he was and what mattered most to him. He loved golf, but he loved his family more, and he wasn't willing to let his career take over his life. That kind of clarity is rare, especially in a sport where so much value is placed on winning at all costs. Lietzke's story is a reminder that success isn't always about doing things the way everyone else does. It's about staying true to yourself and what makes you happy. July 28, 2018 was a heartbreaking day for the golf world. That's when Lietzke, the laid-back legend known for his easygoing style and natural talent, passed away. His death was caused by glioblastoma, an aggressive and unforgiving form of brain cancer. It was the kind of news that hit hard, not just for his family and close friends, but for everyone who admired him, both on and off the course. Lietzke's journey in golf is the kind of story that stands out in a sport where grinding away on the practice range is often the norm. Lietzke didn't follow the traditional path of relentless practice or an exhaustive tournament schedule. Instead, he carved out a unique niche for himself, becoming a fan favorite and a respected competitor who knew how to win while staying true to his priorities. Born in Kansas and raised in Oklahoma, Lietzke's love for golf began early, but his career really took off when he attended the University of Houston. Houston was, and still is, a hotbed for golf talent, producing many great players. Lietzke graduated in 1973 and turned professional the following year, setting his sights on the PGA Tour. While many young golfers would dive headfirst into the grind of professional golf, Lietzke approached it with a level-headedness that would define his career. In 1977, Lietzke claimed his first PGA Tour victory at the Tucson Open. That win was a clear signal that he wasn't just another player on the tour, he had the talent to compete with the best. Over the years, he added to his trophy collection, winning a total of 20 tournaments combined between the PGA Tour and the Champions Tour. One of his most memorable victories came in 2003 when he captured the US Senior Open, a crowning achievement in his later career. Perhaps his best year on the PGA Tour was 1981, when he notched 3 wins in a single season. That same year, Lietzke was a key member of the victorious US Ryder Cup team, which triumphed at Walton Heath Golf Club in England. Representing your country in the Ryder Cup is one of the highest honors in golf, and Lietzke was a proud contributor to the team's success. Despite his achievements, Lietzke's approach to golf was anything but conventional. He was famously known for avoiding long practice sessions and limiting the number of tournaments he played each year. Unlike many of his peers who packed their schedules with as many events as possible, Lietzke never played more than 25 events in a single PGA Tour season. After 1988, he didn't even hit 20 tournaments a year. Instead of chasing every dollar or ranking point, he chose to spend his time with his family. This decision didn't mean he wasn't competitive. In fact, Lietzke never finished lower than 74th on the PGA Tour money list during his career. Over the course of his time on the tour, he competed in 506 events, an impressive number even with his reduced schedule. Lietzke's ability to remain consistently successful while playing less and practicing minimally baffled some but inspired many. He became a symbol of balance, showing that you could succeed in professional sports without sacrificing your personal life. One of the few what-ifs of Lietzke's career is his performance in major championships. His best finish in a major came in 1991 at the PGA Championship, where he placed second. While some might argue that his light schedule and preference for family time kept him from competing in and potentially winning more majors, Lietzke himself never seemed to regret his choices. He valued his time off the course just as much, if not more, than his time on it. Beyond the PGA Tour, Lietzke's connection to the golf community extended to events like the Sour Mash Open in Parkersburg, West Virginia. This wasn't one of the glitzy, high-profile stops on the professional circuit, but it was a tournament close to Lietzke's heart. He participated in the event numerous times, helping to build its reputation and community impact. The Sour Mash Open became more than just a golf tournament. It turned into a vehicle for giving back. In 1990, the Bryce Lietzke Martin Scholarship Fund was established by the tournament committee to honor Lietzke, Dr. John Coyle Bryce, and Larry Martin. This fund provides scholarships to deserving students in Wood County, West Virginia, who have shown an interest in golf. Lietzke's involvement in this effort spoke volumes about his character. He wasn't just a golfer, he was someone who cared deeply about supporting young people and giving them opportunities to succeed. Lietzke's career and life were full of contrasts. He had the skill to dominate, but chose not to overextend himself. He loved the game, but refused to let it consume him. He valued family over fame, yet he still managed to achieve incredible success on his terms. His story is a refreshing reminder that there's no one right way to define a career or a life. Even as Lietzke racked up wins and built an impressive resume, he stayed humble and grounded. His self-deprecating humor endeared him to fans and fellow players alike. He often joked about his minimal practice routine, which sometimes involved leaving his clubs in the garage for months during the off-season. While others might have seen this as a lack of commitment, Lietzke saw it as a way to keep his life balanced. He wasn't interested in being the hardest worker in the room. He wanted to be the happiest. Lietzke's career may not have been filled with major championships or endless records, but it was marked by something even more rare: contentment. He didn't chase fame or fortune. Instead, he focused on what mattered most to him. That's a lesson that goes far beyond golf. In a world that often demands more, Lietzke showed that knowing when to say enough is a kind of success all its own. When you look back at Lietzke's legacy, it's clear he left an indelible mark on the game. He proved that you don't need to play every tournament or spend endless hours practicing to be great. Sometimes, stepping back and enjoying life can make you an even better player and person. For Lietzke, golf was always just a part of the bigger picture, and that's what made him truly unforgettable. That's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss an update. Thanks for watching.